Well, here we are then for another League Racing video. Today we're here for PSGL, the Hungarian Grand Prix. We're back after a bit of an absence. There's been some break weeks in both PSGL and WOR, so that's why there's been a bit less League Racing related content because, you know, we've just been taking little breaks here and there. But yeah, we're back, and this race was, I believe, a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, Hungary, a track which, you know, is not one of my favourites. Before we jump into this one though, we'll leave a link to the previous race at France up in the top right. Go check that one out because it was an interesting one, and you can see the standings here on screen, kind of giving away a bit of a spoiler. But yeah, overall the race didn't go that well. Qualifying, we messed up. We missed the start-finish line of our final runs, so we started P20 and we finished in the end P9 after penalties in that race, so we did score a couple of points. But yeah, it wasn't the best day in the office for us. Nonetheless, it was still P4, P5 in the championship, and you know, we're up that sharp end, so hopefully we can try and have a decent race here at Hungary. Now for this one, we're aiming for P11. My pace is really poor here, so we're looking for P11 on the soft tyre. 13.9, that's a serious lap right there. And that's the reason why. You see Ron Haas set a 13.9 and we're chilling on a 14.8, which kind of says a lot. Now, heading on to our final runs, we can afford to improve by about 4/10 and still be P11. There's quite a gap to P10, so yeah, we're going to try and set like a mid-ish to slightly low, maybe like a 0.4 if we can. That would be a PB. I've not got that low yet. The practice for this one was very minimal. I wasn't able to get a lot of laps in. I've been struggling lately to get time in for the races, I'm not going to lie, and that is reflecting in my results, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, I'm going to try and crack on with this lap as we make our way through turn 1. Pretty average, neck and neck with our previous lap. Into turn 2 I completely missed the apex, and yeah, we get a good exit, but overall we're down by a fraction in the first sector. Making our way though into sector 2, over the left-hander, we find a bit of time straight away as we carry a bit more speed. Then into this long right using all the run-off curve. On the left we have a bit of oversteer, struggling with the back end into the chicane. Absolutely perfect through there, nice and clean. Exit not so great, left a bit of time on the table. Now into the long lefts and rights to end sector 2. Important corner coming up, this next right-hander here. Do you go to the inside of the curve or do you stay out?
30 seconds left in the session.
Across the second split, and we're a 10th up, making our way now into sector 3. The right-hander here trying to get the power down as we've got a bit of traffic ahead of us here. Penultimate corner, keep it nice and tight all the way through, then short shift on exit to clean up the traction. Bit of oversteer as we make our way into the final corner, but then through here, I just lose the left rear and start to overheat my tyres, and as a consequence of that, we go for a spin. So yeah, unfortunately that is going to be game over for us. Even then, had I set the lap, it would have still been P16, so we lost nothing. And I'll be honest, we're a long way off the pace here. Lack of practice has hit me hard, and if you look at the pace, the grid is super competitive. I mean super competitive, and we're nowhere near. Yeah, a low 14 would have been what we needed to get for a P11, 14.3, or you know, 14.2 or 14.1 high. That would have been perfect for us, but still, yeah, P16, and my teammate didn't set a lap. So yeah, it's been a rough couple of races, man. Since the podium in Silverstone, we've gone downhill, and we've got a lot of work to do. So P16, let's try and turn it around in the race, and let's see what we can do. Hopefully, we can make it a decent race nonetheless, similar to France, which was a decent comeback. Now, as for the race, this is the strategy for the tyres. So medium to hard is going to be what I go for in principle. Second option is medium to soft. You could also do soft to hard, hard to soft. There's literally every single option available in this race. The one thing though, you have to one stop. The 2-stop is very slow, so the 1-stop is the way to go. But yeah, we're going to see how the race goes. We're going to start in mediums, because if we do get damaged, then we can go to the hard tire and go to the end if necessary. But 5 lights are on here at Hungary, and we're underway for the race start. Now we jump Primoz Miklavčić straight away as he's on the hard tire. Down towards turn 1, we've got McBride, Paris Burrell, Ichabine ahead of us as well, as we go to the outside as our choice into turn 1. We run a little bit wide, a little bit too deep into the corner, and don't really gain anything on exit, trying to recover some time here, but no way through. Making our way into now turn number 2, up the inside possibly here of McBride as we try to look for a move. Not quite able to get by though, as we filter through now towards the end of sector 1 into the start of sector 2. Over the fast left-hander, just trying to make sure we keep within track limits and don't lose the front wing. Here though,
You really cannot be serious.
I'm going to try and have a little look up the inside of McBride. He's got Paris ahead, who's going to hold him up under braking, so that gives us the invitation. And we get the traction down, and now around the outside, we're going to make the move, which gives us the inside line through here. And that's a nice overtake up into P14. We get ahead of one of our medium runners. So 2 places gained on the race start. Out of 18 drivers, not a bad one. And we're already underway. So we've got Paris, Biner, and Ruben Pedreño ahead of us on mediums. And pretty much that's going to be it for the first stint. It's going to be literally us just in the DRS train and letting the laps tick over until the soft runners one by one started to box and disappear from the DRS train. And here we are now, lap 4, and we're going to see the first car in the pits. Yost is in the pits already. Interesting.
It's crazy.
Now Joost Nulike is in the pit lane. He's the first one of the soft runners to bite the bullet. It's different. And we're going to see more cars react to that. So yeah, let's see if we can, you know, stick with these guys here. Paris, Biner, and Pedreño. These 3 are going to be the ones we have to look out for. These are the ones that we're racing here today on lap 9 now.
So they're going to go back 28 laps.
How far can the mediums go?
Barry's for 26 yesterday. I don't know what his wear was, but...
Oh my, Brian's gone. Interesting. But we've now been released.
That'll be a penalty for Tarabukin as well.
On pit entry.
Yeah.
So there's the kind of update. Tarabukin messed up the pit entry, so that'll be a penalty for him. Sam McBride, who was behind your medium, has actually pit very early, so he's going for the hard tyre. Let me know where McBride rejoins, please.
Yeah.
If he's in clean air on the hard, he ain't going nowhere. And you hear me say there, if he rejoins in clean air, he's not going anywhere. You need to be in the DRS train around here to make any progress. And right now, we're at P4 in this little train, and we've just got to stick with them. I can afford to stay out then and not have to cover him, because I'm probably going to be able to go faster in this train, you know, compared to Sam if he's in clean air on hard tyres. So yeah, at this point it was going well, but then it started to break away because Baena started to overheat his tyres and was really struggling for grip. Baena's overheating, I think. He's lost the DRS on Pedreño, and this is when it started to kind of, you know, cause a bit of chaos. We've got Dormeyer behind as well with a penalty with 7/10 of a gap, and also Primoz Maklavčić, and also Sam Corby, my teammate, behind on the hard tyre. So that's kind of the all-strap pack, if you will. How has Baena not got a penalty, man? He can't keep doing that. And you can hear me complaining there about Baena for running wide. He'd done that about 6 times in the race, and he actually, after the race, ended up getting banned from the league for repeated offences. So yeah, rather than stretching it to softs. Paris penalty finally. As we see Paris now get a penalty on lap 14, he's had a few moments as well off track, and I was waiting for that one to arrive. And gradually you will see more drivers pick up penalties. On to lap 15 now though, and this was kind of a phase of the race where this sort of trend was starting to stretch out. Pedreño pushing, Baena trying to catch, and Paris now is going to box, which is bad.
Here
we go then, Paris pits. This was the worst case scenario because I knew I didn't have the pace. I was relying on DRS to help me out, and that meant the DRS train broke. So Baena got away and went with Pedreño, whose pace was really, really strong, and he was just dragging Ika Baena with him, and I couldn't match the pace. It was literally impossible, as we got our first warning there for track limits. First warning. And yeah, you're going to see that gap now just grow and grow and grow. And you can see now, end of lap 18, the gap's already 4 seconds to Pedreño. And yeah, it's not looking great at this stage. How's Paris getting on?
He's losing time to the train. He's able to touch Sam, but he's dropping about 3 tenths of lap to the train.
I'm out of that.
Good decision, right? Now, you've heard the update. Paris is in no man's land, and he was ahead of me when he pit, as Dormeyer overtakes.
See what the newer mediums are like. I don't know if they'll be much quicker or what, but just have to go.
Now, essentially, this is bad news because Paris being in no man's land, Sam McBride being in no man's land, is bad for us because we're going to lose time to the lead train in the DRS. So all I could do really at this point was stay out, go long, hope for a safety car, virtual safety car, and also maybe go for a set of softs as well, which was the option now at this stage, because that was the only way I could get back into the race as we re-overtake Dormeyer into turn 1. So yeah, Paris retires. In hindsight, I wish I'd pit around lap 10 for the hard tyre and just gone early, because track position around here is king, and that that would have worked out quite nicely for us. Nonetheless, though, Paris retired. He was, you know, with a 3-second penalty, was going nowhere, so he called it a day. Lap 23 now. Thomas Ronhar, the net race leader, is coming through on the hard tyre. His pace was so strong, and we're going to let him by. He gives me a little wave just to say thanks as we let him by. I thought, at first, okay, I'm going to try and stick with him here, try and stay within the DRS, and I was able to, but in the second and third sectors, he just completely dropped me with those fresher tyres, and we're struggling. You can see the icon in the bottom right, which means we're over 60% wear, and now lap 25, we're going to bite the bullet, take the plunge, and box. Bayern pit on the last lap. Pedreño is pitting this one, but we're not racing them anymore because they're so far ahead.
Are you stupid?
Bayern?
Very questionable place to overtake. Maybe something in the straight, but no, he dived onto the second last corner.
Ikke Bayern?
Shock. So yeah, a bit of on-track incident between Bayern and my teammate. In the meantime, though, Dormeyer has also pit behind us. Soft tyres on note, and we're going to rejoin in P14, which is not great. No progress made, and we're a long way away. So my teammate Sam Corby, he actually pit earlier. He got rid of his hard tyres, went for the mediums with a different strategy, and managed to undercut and get ahead of us, which was fine, you know, no big deal. I said to him, let's just try something different and see if we can pull something out of this race. And yeah, at this stage now, we've got Corby and Miklavčić at the back of the train, the lead group pretty much. Not quite fully there, but, you know, approaching more or less. And Pedreño setting a new fastest lap.
Beat that pace.
And I'm saying,
16-2.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
I don't think I can beat that pace, and my soft tyre's already overheating here. So in hindsight, this is why this was the worst option, because the softs just overheat straight away, so you don't really get a chance to really extract performance from them as much as you'd normally like. So yeah, the hard tyre would have been better because you could have just pushed that tyre endlessly and not overheated, and it would have been a much stronger race tyre. Nonetheless, though, we're struggling now as we're trying to overdrive the car.
Oh, someone's off.
Yellow flag.
At West, dead.
Not ideal. Could have done with someone who hasn't got a penalty, but oh well.
I don't think we would have been near him anyway. He's right up front of the train.
And yeah, we lost Jack West. He had an incident, so we've gained the place up to P13.
Green flag.
But realistically, we're still a long way away. You can see the gap ahead. We're not really making that much progress. And now Dormeyer is going to go for the move here into turn 1. I can't do much about this. I've got no battery left, so we have to let him go.
What kind of pace you've got?
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Ain't got the pace, man. Tyre wear's kicking in now.
Now, for the second time, Andy's passed us, and I was saying, let's see what kind of pace you have. But literally, the minute he passes me, he starts struggling and overheating and overdriving. And straight away, I'm going to just overtake him here as he's super slow.
All that pressure just to overtake him, then fucking overheat your tyre straight away. Fuck's sake.
Now, one thing I did notice in this race, it was easier to follow than it is to be ahead for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's a Hungary thing, but yeah.
I'm not going to make it. I'm too far back.
And confirmation, you can hear me say that I'm not going to make it. The gap's too big, and there's not enough laps left. Even with other penalties, we're not going to get points in this race. Lap 33 now, though.
Not quite.
Just about.
It's close.
I'm not going to make
There's
it.
3
I
laps.
know you.
And literally right there, my internet crashed. My stream went down. And for the second race in a row after WR at Austria, we've had another internet crash. And my AI car, once again, ruined my race. And I was rock solid at the back.
I can't believe it. Second race in a row that's happened to me now.
The difference is this time, I'm not going to leave the lobby. I'm just going to go ahead and retire the car.
Come on, Sam.
Retire the car my way for a change.
My eye's going to pit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit.
Join for fastest lap.
Yeah, he's going to say that's the only thing you can
Are
do.
you alright? Let me know you're alright.
And yeah, game over. Job done. Another L to take. It is what it is. These results aren't even accurate because I wasn't technically in the lobby anymore, but I do know that Ronhar won the race. There was a few penalties, and maybe at best, if you know, a bit. I wasn't watching the last few laps, so I don't actually know what happened. But maybe a bit of last lap battling and carnage may have given us a P10 at best. But I think the strategy wasn't the right one. I think in hindsight, I would have liked to have started on the medium, which would have been fine, and I think I should have gone for the hard tyre, like literally lap 10 or something. The other option would have been probably starting on softs and just being super aggressive in the first 5 laps, and then like Joost Noordijk, just pit and see where we are. Nonetheless, though, yeah, that is it for the race. The standings are not updated just yet, so they are the same as when we started the race. But you can imagine looking at this, Ron Har won, so he's going to make a massive leap in terms of points. Elsewhere, though, McBride, I think, didn't have a good race. He's behind me. Pedreño got a couple of points. He might overtake me. Yost had a 6-second penalty, so I don't think he scored that many points. Jack Lavity didn't race, and Villacampa didn't race either. So I think at worst we might lose about one more place in the championship. So that's not that bad, but in terms of points ahead, it's a bit of a bad one. So yeah, that is it for the race. Not really what I had in mind, and that's why the video is so short, because not much really happened, and the DNF didn't really help, as the action would have happened right at the very end, which we didn't even get to see. So yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed that one, subscribe for more daily F1 content, and as always, a massive thank you to the channel members for supporting the content. You guys are legends, and I greatly appreciate it. I stream these races every Thursday night on my Twitch, and I'll be streaming tomorrow night as well, so stay tuned for that, link down below. And yeah, as always, a massive shout out to all of you that support the content. And finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them. But that is it from me today, and I'll see all of you in the next one.